up, guys? Doug here. We're looking at the MacBook Pro 2013. Just a beautiful machine that I just hate to part with.
But in saying that, there are many new technologies out there that are quite a bit faster.
The only thing I really missed on this was there was not a lot of options when it came to SSD or hard drive storage on this machine. You had one or two options, and this was the larger of the two options. So for everyday use, this is really not an issue. But as soon as you get into video or you get into music editing, it really changes the way that you need storage. It's just like an iPhone.
As I started to research this, I quickly realized this is something I can do quite easily. To get the speed I want, I am going to have to get a few parts that are fairly easy to get. One of the first things you're going to have to do is to create a bootable USB installer to install your operating system, because the new SSDs do not come with any kind of formatting or any OS on them. The instructions are available on the Apple website, and I'll leave the link below. It is pretty straightforward, both to download and to make the installable USB key.
Kudos for Apple for making this available, because they are usually ones that protect their own turf. I don't blame them, but it is nice to have this. So to create this, you're going to need the operating system itself, all available on the website. I chose Big Sur, just because that's what I'm running right now. You go and you click on it, it will come up and tell you to get Big Sur. When it does, it's going to start like it's an update, but as you go through it, it's going to give you the option to download. As soon as you see that, I'm not going to click download here. I'm just going to click not now, just because I already have it. But you would just click download, remember where it's saved, and it's just simple as that. If you're downloading any of the later versions, like Big Sur or Catalina, they are saved under the applications folder.
Any USB stick with 16 gigabytes or more will be usable, but USB 3 would be better if you have it.
As I start to research this, I realize that Apple has a different M.2 interface than most of the other SSDs out there. However, there is a workaround for this, and I'm going to show you how to get this. I started to research a couple different options, and I found one on a national supplier. I happen to like Western Digital, so I stuck with that. This is not the fastest. They have other faster ones as well, but I figure with an older technology, this would be fine. The next thing you're going to need is the adapter to allow you to put this together with the MacBook. You can find that again on Amazon pretty cheap. The key is there's different interfaces, and that's really where it is. So you can see on this one it has a different prong, and on the upgrade it has, or the adapter, it has a different interface altogether. They fit together quite nicely. They've got a Samsung on this one. I'm using Western Digital. It really doesn't matter.
This particular adapter is by Syntec, and it seems that there was a lot of comments on the web that was very successful in using this one. Seems to be very good quality. When I got the build, I was very impressed. It's first in class for sure, just as good as some of the name brands out there. So for an adapter, it was great. Certainly fit the purpose well. Was pretty reasonable too.
And now that all our special parts have arrived, we've got the SSD hard drive and we have the adapter. We're going to need a couple extra parts that Apple always requires to take apart their hard drives and their shells. So I got these from a local supplier. You can find them just about anywhere.
Just make sure you get a set that has a few different sizes of the T screws. I think you're going to need the 5 and the 2 as well. Next thing is to take the cover off the back. There are a bunch of screws. Remember where they came from.
These are pretty small, but takes a bit of time, a little bit of patience, and you will get there. So just remember exactly where the screws go. It's pretty important when you put them back, because they are different lengths. There's 3 different sizes here. And with the cover off, you see the battery on the bottom, and on the far left middle is our SSD drive. So it's pretty straightforward from here, but you do have to remember a couple little things. So let's put things together.
First thing I had to pick up was the PCIe SSD drive and the adapter, which makes it compatible with the older Apple technology. The drive that I picked up was the Western Digital Black. It's a pretty good quality, not the fastest out there, but certainly very fast, and it's going to be great for what we're doing here. The adapter itself mates the older technology of Apple with the newer technology hard drives that are quite a bit faster than the technology before. Very good build quality on this one. Fits together nicely and it's going to work perfectly for what we're going to do here. Taking a closer look at the adapter quality, it is a really good quality. I'm pretty impressed with the build quality for this. It came and had tape across the front edges. It's really first tier quality. So pretty good for 23 bucks Canadian. Anytime you're working on a computer, don't forget to disconnect it from the power supply. With this MacBook, it's pretty simple. There's a connector that connects the battery to the motherboard. You just pull that up and straight back, and then you are totally disconnected. There's a small screw that holds the SSD in place. Just simply take that out. Don't put it too far away and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There you go. It comes right out. Wasn't too hard in this case. And just simply wiggle, 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 and you're going to put that right back into place. It really fits in nicely. I gotta say, it's a great build. And now we're just going to reverse this, put that screw that we retained right back in at the end to hold that in. And then don't forget to put our battery back on and press that down nice and snug and just put the cover over it again, just with the warning label. Away we go. We're ready to go. Remembering where we put the screws, we're just going to put each of them back in. Takes a few seconds. Just take your time, make sure they get in nice and straight, and you'll have a tight case when you're all done. So with everything put back together, we can flip our MacBook over, put the USB key in that we made earlier, open it up, and we are ready to go. Once we power on, you want to press the power key, then hold down the option key as soon as you get life in your computer. And then you will get the prompts to go from there. Came up with the option to select Big Sur and also to add in the Wi-Fi. Do not select the Wi-Fi, just go straight into Big Sur and it will bring you to the option to do a few different things. One of them is going to be to format your hard drive. You're going to go in and format the new hard drive because they do not come formatted, especially not in the new formats for Apple. The new Apple file system is included in many of their new operating systems, or I should say just about all their new operating systems. It addresses many different issues, but one of the biggest ones being security, and it really adds a whole level of protection there. So when you go through it, you can quickly format the hard drive and then go back to the operating system and click install. It's recognized that I am not plugged into power source, so it has asked me to please do so. So I did and just continued on from there and install. We get the Apple logo. That's always a good sign. We take a big sigh of relief when we get the Big Sur coming up and telling us we are just a few minutes away. It does go a long bit past this. We get the first one, then a few different ones, but we finally get the login system, which is always a great sign. It was pretty smooth, no issues from there. It was really easy, I gotta say. The video is just as you see it. When we finally come to the setup screen, I gotta say it was probably about 20-25 minutes. It sort of varied along the way, but we finally got the new setup screen just as you were going into a new computer. So it prompts you for a few different options and you can choose what you want depending on a fresh install, but it's really nice to have this install and then you're able to back install all your old information if you want to as well. Here we are, fully completed with the 1 terabyte SSD. One of the things I did not expect was the speed increase from this. So I did try a speed test. This is simply amazing, and it compares to the 2020 MacBook Pro. Pretty incredible. You can also see from the speed test that we're now able to run just about everything from the cinematic perspective, so it sort of makes up for a slower video card as well, having the extra speed with the system. This particular Mac Pro came with the Intel Iris Pro, which is not a dedicated graphics card. It's a built-in shared memory type of graphics card. So this does speed it up quite a bit and does give us a lot more capacity to do different things, like this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a like and also hit the subscribe button down below. It should not be red. Thank you for watching.